Good morning. I am Bob Hardy. Welcome to our Unity of Walnut Creek service today.
And I'm Diane Hardy. Welcome to our service.
Tuesday begins the annual month-long Ramadan experience for Muslims. Today, Reverend Kristen interviews Imam Fatih Atish, a message on why Ramadan matters.
As an ordained interfaith minister, I know you have experience in that tradition. I'm looking forward to the message today. Our stream team with us today includes Dave on Switch and Sound. Charlie is behind the camera. Our newest stage manager, Susan Angelos, is with us today. And behind the scenes, preparing throughout the week, always includes our technical director, John, our music directors, Lisa and Tyler, our production manager, Annie, and our video editors, Peter, Jack, and Shari.
We are so pleased to welcome back Reverend SierraLynne White. She will be introducing us to the traditional Islamic greeting. Let's join Reverend SierraLynne now.
Good morning. Spring greetings from Unity Center, Walnut Creek. We begin with song. As-Salaam Alaikum. Peace be with you. And Ya Fatah, opening the way. As-Salaam Alaikum. Walaikum As-Salaam. As-Salaam Alaikum. Walaikum As-Salaam, Ya Fatah, Ya Fatah, Ya Fatah. Peace be with you, and with you be peace. Peace be with you, and with you be peace. Ya Fatah, Ya Fatah, Ya Fatah. As-Salaam Alaikum, Walaikum As-Salaam. As-Salaam Alaikum, Walaikum As-Salaam. Ya Fatah, Ya Fatah, Ya Fatah. Peace be with you, and with you be peace. Peace be with you, and with you be peace. Ya Fatah, Ya Fatah, Ya Fatah. As-Salaam Alaikum, Walaikum As-Salaam. As-Salaam Alaikum, Walaikum As-Salaam. Ya Fatah, Ya Fatah, Ya Fatah. Peace be with you, and with you be peace. As-Salaam Alaikum, Walaikum As-Salaam. Ya Fatah, Ya Fatah, Ya Fatah.
Thank you, SierraLynne. That was beautiful. As-Salaam Alaikum. Peace be with you. Walaikum As-Salaam. And with you be peace. Let's ground now in unity. Unity is a positive path for spiritual living. Our vision for the world is, we envision a spiritually awakened world where all life thrives in conscious oneness. Our mission is who we have come here to be. Let's say this together. We are a loving, inclusive community, expanding and living our divinity in sacred service for all. Our mission and our core values are love, connection, service, and wisdom.
If you are with us for the first time, welcome. You're invited to fill out a connection card. Connection cards are available on the Watch Live page. You may submit a prayer request and our prayer team will pray with you throughout the week. You may also share feedback or request information.
We have so many opportunities for you to engage the Unity of Walnut Creek community. Here are some of the announcements for activities that are coming up. Our classes and events are currently held online and by phone via Zoom.
Would you like to experience more abundance and prosperity in your life? Would you like a blueprint for how to manifest true prosperity in all areas of your life?
Then be sure to attend Metamorphosis, Absolute Abundance, starting Monday, April 19th. That's a week from this Monday. The 10-week class is facilitated by Reverend Deanne Weir-Morency of Unity of San Francisco. Deanne has created a special invitation for you to watch that talks about her class to come. Let's watch.
Hello to everyone at Unity of Walnut Creek. I'm Reverend Deanne Weir-Morency. I'm Associate Minister at Unity San Francisco, and I am so excited to be teaching Absolute Abundance Metamorphosis starting in April. This powerfully transformative program combines Unity principles with cutting-edge science, sociology, and psychology to identify and transform the beliefs we hold about what it means to live a prosperous life. This program was created at Unity San Francisco, and it has transformed our community in such a beautiful way. So this program is for your own personal breakthrough in understanding abundance and prosperity in all areas of your life, and it is also for the collective. The whole community can come together and support each other as Unity of Walnut Creek as a whole up-levels what is possible. Thank you. I look forward to meeting everyone. I will see you in April. Peace and blessings.
Week from Thursday, April 22nd, for a blessing circle of gratitude and a celebration of Mother Earth.
You know what? I think that's the first non-virtual gathering we've had for over a year. That's something to celebrate just in itself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Meet in the redwoods west of the pool. Parking is available. Bring your own spoken word blessings and your drums to participate as you wish. Afterwards, take a gratitude stroll through the beautiful park or continue a mindful hike into the Acalanes open ridge space. This event is free and open to all. Masks and 6-foot social distancing are required.
Right. Also, Laura Mallory and Paula Schiff are excited to offer a workshop called Deepen Your Connection through Expressive Art. This workshop combines lessons and tools from the connection practice and person-centered expressive art. Participants will deepen their familiarity with self-empathy, which in turn awakens their connection and ability to offer more empathy to others.
This two-part workshop is on Saturday, April 24th, and Saturday, May 1st, from 1 to 4 o'clock p.m. Class size is limited, and pre-registration is required by April 21st. So please see our website for prerequisites to participate and register for this workshop.
In honor of the Islamic holy month of Ramadan, Unity of Walnut Creek is co-sponsoring an inspiring interfaith program on Sunday, April 25th from 7 to 8 p.m.
We will team up with a local mosque, synagogue, and other interfaith friends to learn more about Ramadan. The evening includes speakers, breakout sessions, and prayer on the themes of compassion and unity.
There's also an option to bring certain foods to celebrate the breaking of Muslims' daily fast. Please see our website to sign up for this virtual event.
See our website for a full listing and login information for all of our events. If you're not receiving our weekly e-news, use the connection card link on the Watch Live page of the Unity of Walnut Creek website to sign up. Following our service today, we invite you to log on to Zoom about 12:45 for our virtual patio conversation. Prayer chaplains are available to pray with you confidentially during this time. And you may also wish to discuss our Sunday messages with your community on Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. during the weekly Spiritual Growth Circle.
Now, as we move into our next phase of meditation and taking some time to relax and ground with our statement of faith, let us take a deep breath together and just be here for a moment. Please join me. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God.
Well, that was a long list of announcements, and it's pretty exciting to know how much we have coming up here at Unity of Walnut Creek. But now it's time to move in to the reading and meditation portion of our service. So let's just continue in that space that Bob set us up in and begin with local Muslim doctor Farinaz Farahi offering an original poem about Ramadan and a verse from the Quran. This will be followed by a chant and guided meditation and silence.
Peace be upon you. My name is Farinaz Farahi, and this is a poem that I wrote about Ramadan by God's grace. Ramadan, a blessed month, a month of abundance, a time of glorification, a time of showing our appreciation for guidance, the gift of gifts. Thank you, God, for guidance and Quran, a source of wisdom, healing, and mercy. A time of reflection on our actions, speech, and thoughts. A time of imploring. Our Lord, make this easy for us. Fasting from dawn to sunset. It seems that as the soul gets stronger, it gets easier. A time of deepening our compassion and empathy. An opportunity to attain salvation. I would like to share a verse from the Quran that I find heartwarming. The source is Quran, the Final Testament, translated by Dr. Rashad Khalife. Surah 2, verse 186. When my servants ask you about me, I am always near. I answer their prayers when they pray to me. The people shall respond to me and believe in me in order to be guided.
That beautiful chant translates to, there is no God but God. There is no I am, but the I am. The infinite divine presence, the presence that I connect with right now in heart and mind and body. We let that chant continue to move through the cells of our beings, stirring and activating the presence within us and all around. Like a whirling Sufi dervish, there is a sense of movement, of spiraling energy. The God that is up, out, beyond the crown chakra of our heads, out into the larger world, the realm of the sky and the heavens, and beyond into the cosmos. The similar movement that spirals up from the earth beneath our feet, moving our bodies in a constant rhythm of the drum. The spiraling out of the energies from our hearts and to our hearts. There is no God but God. There is nothing but God. There is divinity in front of me and behind me, above me, below me, inside me, in every cell of my being, in every thought of my mind, and every emotion that moves through my heart. I cannot be separated from the divine essence. There is only God. And it is that one true essence that we call upon, that we bring forth, that we chant into being, that we hold in our quiet minds, open hearts. My God, right here, felt and seen, experienced, known. And so we enter our silent time in the spiraling presence of God in the silence. And now, as my being becomes animated once again, it is for the reverberation of that chant, of that knowing, the chants that rise up through me to the heavens, the claiming of truth, the speaking of truth. I am that I am. God is everywhere present. There is no God but God. And that energy that moves to the earth and through the earth back up into the soles of our feet as we dance, as we spin, as we spiral in the energy of the divine. And moving out from our hearts, one heart to the next, through all the religions, gathering us together in this one wide open chant of joy and gratitude and celebration. There is only one God. And we all share in that God. The God of many names, Allah, Buddha, all the leaders, Krishna, Jesus, Muhammad among them, Moses. We are all spiraling together in this great dance of energy. It is in front of us and behind us, above us, below us, and to each of our sides. And as we look left and look right, we see brothers and sisters and people of all genders and cultures and languages and religions. And we give thanks for all of us and for that one animating presence. And so it is. Amen. Well, good morning, friends, and good morning to our guest today, Fatih Atish. Thank you so much for being with us once again, Fatih. For those of you who don't know, he is our friend, our interfaith friend who we met last year, and I want to tell you a little bit about him. He is a Muslim imam and a muezzin. We're going to learn a little bit about what both of those are in a moment. Fatih also serves as director of Pacifica Institute in the Northern California region. He oversees interfaith dialogue and community engagement events and the finances of the organization. And he also serves as a member of the San Francisco Interfaith Council Board of Directors. So lots on your plate. And I'd love to have you tell us a little bit more about those two religious leader titles that you have as a Muslim, as both an imam and a muezzin. Can you tell us a little bit about what those mean, those roles?
Kristen, thank you. I'm grateful for your friendship and hospitality in last year, in physical hospitality, now this year virtual hospitality, to having me with the wonderful community, Unity of Walnut Creek community. So thank you.
You're welcome. So glad to have you.
I'm grateful for your openness and this friendship at all. And so I born in Turkey, and I got my kind of traditional education, is Islamic education in Turkey as well, and as well as I engaged with the Claremont School of Theology in Islamic department when I live in Southern California. So muezzin is basically, I mean, imam first, if you like. Imam is the person who leads the prayer in the mosque or the home, if you like, in your daily prayer. So basically, in general sense, imam is the person and the model or the leader in the worship. But in generally, when we say imam, in sometimes we refer to imam of Muslim community, let's say. And this is important for, especially for the Shia Muslims, which is about 15 to 20% of the global Muslim community, as well as the Bay Area Muslim community. When they say imam, they refer to Imam Ali and the 12th Imam, which is the successor of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. But the Sunni Islam, when we say Imam, we refer to people who leads the prayer, who leads to worship, if you like. Muazzin is the person, the religious person, or the clergy who do call to prayer, chanting the call to prayer, and do the recitation of the Quran in the service of Friday, or in daily prayer, or in any religious day or night.
All right. Well, two very important roles. I think of the muazzin a little bit like cantor. Some of us might be familiar with that term as well. So, well, in the spirit of these things that you lead regularly, and I know you mentioned to me, I'm learning just in our individual friendship as well, that in the 5 times daily prayer that Muslims conduct, that most Muslims are encouraged, well, all Muslims, I guess, are encouraged, and many do know by heart the opening verses of the Quran and recite those before the prayer time. So I wondered if you would open this time of a different kind of prayer for us, this interfaith dialogue, if you would open it with that recitation and translation.
I would honor to do that. That's we call the kufi, by the way, when we do recitation or the leading the prayer, that we use this kind of traditional hat, if you like, for the men. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين Ameen. In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful, all praises and the thanks be to Allah, the Lord of the universes, the most merciful, the most compassionate, the only owner and the judge, the day of judgment, after life. O Allah, you alone we worship, and you alone we ask for help. Guide us to your straight path, the way of those who have bestowed your grace, not the way of those who earned your anger, nor of those who went astray. Ameen.
Amen. That was really beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So now I'm in a really prayerful place. So I appreciate you opening with that. And our time today for our audience to know what we're speaking about and why at this time is that Ramadan, your most significant, for what I understand, most significant religious holiday and practice. Would you call it a holiday and a practice, or is there a better way to frame it?
Yes, I think yes, that's appropriate to say. This is the holiest time for Muslims practice and celebrate their faith.
Lovely. Well, we're going to get into it a little bit more in depth, but first I'd like to just help us create a little more of a framework for Islam. And so we've got those wonderful, in your faith, you have these wonderful 5 pillars that really helped express the basic tenets, the 5 basic tenets of Islam. Could you review those with us to give us that overview?
Absolutely. Before I jump to pillars of Islam, I want to say to one important terminology and the maybe core teaching of the Islam is Tawheed. Tawheed is oneness and uniqueness of God. That's also important in my personal understanding of Islam as well, and also the core discipline of the Islam and the primary message, if you like, this continuation of the Abrahamic monotheistic traditions belief in the one God. That's the core message. And especially I would like to focus this continuation. I think when I have with you last year, I talked about a little bit what I see is the messengers of God and the messengers of God, starting with Abraham, Jacob, the Adam, Noah, Moses, Jesus, and the Muhammad. Those are spiritual brothers and sisters, if you like, all these people. So the followers of these people should be brothers and sisters as well. That's how we approach, actually. That's the primary message. So this Tawheed is in the Arabic word. Again, it's represent this oneness of Allah, uniqueness of Allah, and one and unique, with no partner or peer in his essence and the attributes. And so this is the core belief and this continuation message that I would like to mention first. And then, so the Muslims have this 6 major beliefs and the 5, as you refer to, central practices, what we call the pillars of Islam. So this 6 major beliefs is believing God, obviously one God, believing angels, believing God's messages and the messengers, not only Muhammad, but all God's messages and the messengers. We Muslims supposed to believe that. And believing God's revelation in the form of the Holy Scriptures to the messengers, and believe in afterlife, and then which all people and humankind will held accountable for their actions accordingly in the afterlife. And the 6th is the believing God's divine will and the God's absolute knowledge and the compassion of what's going to happen in the world. And that's the beliefs, the major beliefs, articles of the faith, usually we call articles of the faith in Islam. And as you mentioned, how we practice all these faiths to our daily life is the first, obviously, is profession of faith, namely that there is only one God and Muhammad is the messenger of God. And the second is 5 daily prayers. Third is required annual zakat, is the annual charity, annual donation, amount of 1 out of 40 of your excess of wealth or your saving, and fasting for healthy adults in the holy month of Ramadan, and making pilgrimage to Mecca once in a lifetime if one is mentally, physically, and financially able to do so. Those 6, I hope it's not too much, but 6 articles of faith, and the 5 how we there are many ways, right? There are many different ways we can practice, but these 5 major practices, and the Sunni and the Shia Muslims are known as the pillars, 5 pillars of Islam.
Oh, very good. And both Muslims that you just mentioned, the Sunni and the Shiite, did I say
Correct.
that?
Shia, yes.
Shia. also adhere to the same 6 basic tenets and the 5 basic practices, which are the pillars of Islam.
I think there are one major difference in the faith, which is that actually I mentioned how they understand the Imam, who will be the successor, who will be the message carrier, if you like, after the Prophet. They said Imam Ali, and which is the son-in-law of the Prophet, and the other Imams, the descendants of the Muhammad, descendants of the Ali, will carry this message. But the Sunni Muslims, and it's their kind of part of their kind of articles of the faith, if you like. But the Sunni Muslims that I mentioned, there is nothing is like Imam or any kind of descendants of any humankind is we called kind of Imam. Whoever eligible, whoever kind of has those the capability spiritually and knowledgeably, he or she is the Imam. So
Okay, so clearly you're part of the Sunni
correct
lineage, if we could say it that way. Yes. Okay. Well, that's a wonderful, it was a lot, and it's good to just get the framework. So I really appreciate that you were able to so concisely share with us that framework. And as you were speaking a little bit about the idea of the Abrahamic faiths and the one God idea, and you were using the term God, I noticed, maybe for our benefit, but tell us a little bit about that, because I think there may be, or let me put it this way, is there a misconception around who Allah is to you and to Muslims, and something around that you might want to clarify in the use of different terms?
So thank you for bringing up this. I think what I heard, some kind of stereotypes about Islam and the Muslims, what I heard is, oh, Allah is God for Muslims, or another name, oh, those God for particular humankinds or for any race or whatever. I mean, again, as I mentioned, the primary message of Islam is Tawheed, which is believing in uniqueness and the oneness of God, which is created humankind and the all creation, right? So the Allah is basically in God in Arabic language, which is the Quran is revealed to the Muhammad. In that time, Muhammad was speaking in Arabic, obviously, and the God sent the message through that language. How the Jesus Christ was speaking Aramaic language, or the Moses was speaking whatever the language what in his homeland. So that's obvious. When you go to the Middle East and you met with the Christians speak the Arabic, they called Allah, right? So basically Allah is God in Arabic. So when we say Allah, we refer God, which is created everyone and everything, basically.
Yeah, such a simple bit of knowledge behind that, and so much misunderstanding around just the translations of different languages and cultures. It's amazing. So thank you for clearing that up for anybody who might have been unsure about those distinctions. And so in the 5 pillars that you mentioned a moment ago, you named Ramadan, or fasting, the practice of fasting. Am I speaking out of school, or was that actually what you said? Yes. Okay, good. And so we want to get into Ramadan a little bit more, because it starts on Tuesday and it's a month-long experience. And it seems like it's such an important piece to the Muslim faith and practice. And so your organization, Pacifica Institute, created some really beautiful videos. And one of them is a 5-minute video that gives a nice introduction to Ramadan. So for our audience, why don't we take a moment to watch that video so we can get an overview, and then you and I can come back and maybe talk a little bit more in depth about it a little bit further. Does that sound good to you?
Sure, let's do it.
Okay. All right. We'll take a moment to do that.
Hey there. I'd like to welcome you all, and especially our young generations, to this special event. I would also like to thank all of you for welcoming me among you. I am honored to be delivering a short presentation about Ramadan, the Islamic holy month of fasting. Enjoy.
Muslims who fast are required to abstain from eating, drinking, and engaging in sexual activity. These restrictions are subject to a time period. Fasting happens for a duration of 1 lunar month. Ramadan lasts for 29 or 30 days, depending on the year. And every day it starts at dawn and ends at sunset. For the rest of the time during that day, we can continue our day just like any other time of the year. Due to the 11-day difference between the solar and the lunar calendars, Ramadan moves throughout the years and goes through all of the 4 seasons over time. Muslims view this month as a gift that gives people the opportunity to spiritually rise again. Fasting is not done to be hungry and thirsty. Fasting is done to worship God and to thank Him for His blessings. During the day while fasting, a person is encouraged to pray more and engage in more acts of worship. This makes them more aware of their words and actions, allowing them the opportunity to fix their spiritual mistakes. Their days will become brighter, and this affects the whole community. Everyone is able to start a new chapter of spiritual renewal in their lives. The breaking of the fast is called iftar, and Muslims are encouraged to break the fast in community. Iftar tables are where people can share their problems and troubles. On Ramadan nights, there are special prayers called Taraweeh. This can be done individually, however, Muslims enjoy praying together in congregation. Thanks to Ramadan, people's relationships with God are strengthened and renewed. Fasting helps to open our hearts and fill our hearts with kindness, and also gives us the opportunity to bring that same goodness to the world around us. Given the Islamic lunar calendar, the month of Ramadan moves around the year. Within approximately 33 years and 66 days, this allows people to recognize God's blessings from all the different geographies and seasons. And also, for the young, adults, and the elderly, it leaves these ages with a different experience. Not everyone is required to fast. Those who are exempt from fasting are children, the sick, and those who are traveling far distances. Even those who cannot fast during Ramadan are still able to benefit from all the beautiful things that Ramadan brings. Opportunities to worship in Ramadan are not only limited to fasting. This month also has a special evening, the Night of Power, or the Night of Destiny, in which Muslims believe was the night that Prophet Muhammad first received revelation from God. On this night, Muslims believe God's angels come down to this world. Muslims debate the exact date of this holy night, but it is believed to be within the last 10 days of Ramadan. If you catch that night and make good use of it, you will get more benefit and reward than 1,000 months of worship. Helps the relationship between man and God to reach to an unprecedented level.
Ladies and gentlemen, many people assume that Ramadan would be exhausting, but it is quite the contrary. As a matter of fact, for people who tire from concentrating on this physical world, Ramadan gives them a peace of mind. Thus, the heart, spirit, and the body are able to rest and breathe. One thing that we know for sure that we gain from every Ramadan is that this month is like a refreshing spring that comes around every year to renew our hearts. I thank you all for listening to me, and I wish you a good Ramadan.
So that video was really wonderful. Thank you so much, Fatih, for sharing that with us. Gives a nice overview of Ramadan and beautiful visuals. So obviously we've learned that the practice of Ramadan, this month-long 29 days or 30 days, marked by crescent moon, which I think is always really a beautiful thing, which is part of your religious symbol, that it's all about fasting. Really, the practice is about fasting, and then the experience, right, that comes with fasting in this way. So can you tell us a little bit more about the purpose and the benefits of fasting and experiencing Ramadan?
Sure, Kristen. The Ramadan is we observe the lunar calendar, by the way, as like the Jewish community, and the lunar calendar is 354 days. It's 10 to 11 days every year shorter than the regular calendar. That's why Ramadan is moving every year. So in this sense, and we have the opportunity to observe the Ramadan in summer, in spring, in winter. Every time you experience it differently every year almost in the Ramadan. So as mentioned, is Ramadan is considered the holiest time and a month of the year for the Muslims. Is the Ramadan is the name of the month, ninth month of the Islamic calendar. And in my mind, there are three areas I would like to share with you about the Ramadan. In the first and the most maybe in my mind is Muslims commemorate starting the revelation of the Holy Quran. As I mentioned earlier, and the core message of the Islam is the continuation of the God's message, right? And God's message through the messengers, and the God spoke to humanity through Muhammad in that time as well. So that's the kind of celebration, let's say, for all humankind. God spoke again to the humanity one more time, as God did to Abraham, to Jesus, to Moses, to Noah and Adam, right? So that's the celebration for all humankind in my mind, actually. So that's why we call the night of destiny or night of power and the night of Qadr. Actually, there is a special verses, and even the chapter about this holy night is 27th of the night, 27th night of the Ramadan. So that's the revelation, starting the revelation of the Holy Quran. So that's why, because of this celebration, and the Muslims try to read entire Quran cover to cover in Ramadan.
Wow.
And this gives you the opportunity to recharge, if you like, your spiritual battery, if you like, for a year, and you rediscover your text and your God's message and what is telling to you, not anyone else. What God tells you. That's why is so important for us in Ramadan. We try to read entire Quran. And the second area, as you mentioned, is fasting. And as of one of the pillars of Islam, all healthy adults require to the fast dawn to dusk, kind of voluntarily they leave it. Voluntarily. What I explained to this, think about a fish in the ocean, but that fish not aware the ocean. But in somehow, when you took out that fish, even a moment, we don't want to do that, but if you do it, and I think that fish understand, wow, I was in something else. Now, I mean, I'm away, but I would like to be back to that ocean, right? So I think there's voluntarily absence of all this sustenance that we received from God. When voluntarily you stop it to receive the sustenance, meaning the food and drink and your relationship with your family and etc. So, and then, I mean, you start to maybe see all those beauty and those fasting and also those hunger and the thirst, it really helps you to understand what people who is in need, what they've been through, what they are experiencing in hunger and the thirst. I mean, even today, as of today, hundreds and thousands and a million people on earth, they are experiencing having a lack of access to the clean water, right? And when you do not drink 12 hours or 15 hours, no water, and you experience, I mean, uh, you feel that compassion, you feel that need, if you like. You understand the people who is experiencing those thirst and hunger, right?
And even really, it sounds like empathy, that you have the feel, what it feels like to be really thirsty. I imagine you get headaches and, you go through some of those physical symptoms and can feel that connection, that kinship with people who struggle. It's a really beautiful aspect and intentional aspect, it sounds like, of the practice.
And you do all this as a voluntarily, right? And those volunteer absence or those volunteer is living all this beauty, I think it gives you to self-discipline and try to manage your anger, manage your temptations, right? And what I say in Ramadan, when you practice all this fasting and stuff, you become kind of angels, because as I said, is one of the articles of the faith in Islam, believing angel. What we know is angels, they don't eat, they don't drink, and angels doesn't have a gender or any, angel doesn't need any sexual or some temptation need, right? So you become kind of angel, and you say, oh God, when you ask me, I become kind of angel. I don't drink, I don't eat, I don't give the intimate relations, and then become sort of angel. And I become a kind of devotion or servant of you. And I read your message and I become a compassionate person, which is the third area that I would like to, in Ramadan. And the many Muslims actually practice their charity or the zakat they give in the Ramadan. They don't need that. They don't need to practice the zakat in the Ramadan. But I know the many Muslims, they do. They prefer to do in the Ramadan because, again, this is the kind of holiest month, and you can get reward as much as you can, and you charge your spirituality, if you like, and again, rejuvenation, if you like, your spirituality through reading the Quran, through the fasting, and through the charity and the compassion.
Wow, there's so many gifts in it that you have unpacked, and I'm curious because you have gone through so many Ramadans yourself. Are there any particular spiritual experiences or, profound things that have happened for you that you would be willing to share with us through your process, your individual process?
The one thing that maybe, again, I would like to share in my personal level, we are growing every year, right? We see, we learn, and we grow every year. So once you read the entire Quran every year, you understand and you see that things are different. That's how I try to approach to read the Quran every year differently. What I did learn this year, How can I be a good believer this year? What can I do more than the last year? This is the time for contemplate, if you like, the self-discipline and becoming a better person, better human being, which is we say in the tasawwuf or the Sufi tradition Islam is insan kamil, meaning that how can be a perfect human being? That's the goal. But how can I reach there? There's a gap between me in my current presence, but I would like to be insan kamil, meaning the perfect human being. What can I do more this year? That's the first thing that I would like to mention. The second thing, we hold many Ramadan interfaith events together. So when I come with all these my interfaith friends, and for example, one Episcopal a leader, he told me that once we started the Ramadan events with you guys, and then we go back and remember, oh, normally we were practicing fasting in the past, what we're not doing right now. And they fasted with us in that day. Once we did the interfaith iftar dinner together, the fast breaking dinner together, they fasted with us. They said, well, let's do together, because again, the Islam's message is the oneness. Let's be kind of all servants of God. Let's be unite. Let's be together. Let's pray together. Let's remember the God who bestowed all these beautiful things upon us.
Mm. Well, that is a wonderful segue into the interfaith event that you have invited us at Unity of Walnut Creek to participate in. And maybe we too will take on the day of fasting as well. Can you tell us a little bit about that event and what we have planned so far?
Of course, Kristen, thank you for the opportunity and again, the openness to having together a Ramadan interfaith dinner, and also one synagogue and a couple other organizations. Actually, they would like to join us as well for the Sunday, April 25th, 7 to 8, 1 hour. It will include prayers and the teachings and the about around the Ramadan and the prayer and also community breakout rooms to know each other, to ask the questions each other, get to know each other. And this year theme is we talk about the compassion and the unity, which is the Unity of Walnut Creek community already you are in, and how can we increase our compassion? Because what I believe is the compassion help us to see each other. Compassion help us to help each other and support each other. And the compassion in that way to help us to build a community. Then we can be for each other. We can help to each other. So that's why the compassion and the unity event, Ramadan interfaith event, April 25th, Sunday. I look forward to seeing all beautiful people and the friends at the Unity of Walnut Creek community.
We do too. Thank you for the invitation. That is just really wonderful that we can step further in this message today, and dialogue was to get us, reintroduced to some of the Islamic concepts and to Ramadan, to deepen our friendship as communities. And this opportunity on April 25th is to do that in a more visceral way, even though it will be virtual, was to get to see each other, and probably more people will get to participate that way. So Fatih, thank you so very much for your sharing today. We're going to close out with another video that your organization created that is the call to prayer. So we'll call ourselves to prayer through this beautiful, it's called the Adhan sometimes, and the Azan.
Azan. Mm-hmm.
Azan is how you say it, yes. And I think it's spelled Adhan, is that right?
Correct.
Yeah, that's where I got that. So the Azan will be shared just after we close here. And so just want to say a big thanks to you once again for sharing with us.
Salam, peace and the blessings.
Peace and blessings to you as well.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر، الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
Appreciate the opportunity to see Kristen interview the Imam and to see him once again and to renew our understanding about Ramadan, about the Muslim faith, about helping us to be renewed, aware, more spiritually renewed, and to move ahead to be a better, more clear vessel for God in all that we do. So thank you for that. It was just wonderful to retouch the pillars and the teachings, and looking forward to sharing together on April the 25th, the time of the break. Whether you have a joy or concern on your heart today, our prayer chaplains are available for prayer support during our virtual patio conversation after the service. You may also contact them by completing a connection card on the Watch Live page or click on the prayer request at the bottom of the home page. Our prayer team will be praying with you throughout the week.
Thank you. I was moved by the service as well.
Yeah.
Now let's open our heart to the practice of giving. Our spiritual home thrives with your continued generosity. I invite you now to prepare your gifts as we align with the law of universal circulation. As we give, so shall we receive. In truth, there is no lack or limitation. Abundance is our true nature.
We love getting your checks in regular mail or by direct deposit through your bank, but there are also two ways to give online. One is you can click on the donate button on the Watch Live page or download the Give app, and Give is spelled G-Y-V-E.
Now, I invite you to repeat our prosperity affirmation with me together. Divine love, one with me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am joy-filled and grateful.
If you're living a good life, you got something to be thankful for it. If you're living in a rough way, I will pray for you. We're gonna make it through it. Many hands make light work. Many prayers brings a new day. Many voices when gathered together, you can't help but hear what they say. Many angels are with us. Many prophets have come before it. Now that we've had a taste of peace, we want more and more and more. So come on, people, we can change this together. Oh, I say come on, people, and we can change this. Gonna change it together. Change it together. I'm gonna change it together. Change it for the better. White, black, and brown, come on, look around. We in the water now, we here swim or we drown. And the waves getting higher, but my faith getting stronger. And all that I know is we're in this together now. So we're in this together. So we're in this together. In this together, yeah. So come on, people, we can change this together. I say come on, people, and we can change this and change it together. I'm gonna change it together. Some change it together. Change it for the better. Cause you know we are living a good life. We got something to be thankful for. We are living such a good life. We got so much to be thankful for. So much now, so much, yeah.
Well, a heartfelt thank you to Love Eternal. It's always good to see them again for providing that music this week. To hear more, please visit their website at loveeternal.org. Now, as we bless our offerings, we bless the giver and the gift that it may go forth and multiply to increase the good in our lives and the lives that we touch. Let's say our prayer together. We give thanks for the ever-increasing, constant flow of absolute good in our lives now.
Now let's take a minute to thank those essential workers who work so hard to support our community and help keep us safe. So let's say this together and honor them. Essential workers, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the divine light within you.
All right. And our children's ministry meets every Sunday at 10 o'clock. So let's see what they're up to today.
Hi, Unity. It's Maddie and Mary. And for the last couple of days, we've been at our Oma and Opa's farm. Yeah. And they have alpacas. Yeah. And goats. And we've been helping with the chores the last couple of days for spring break. Bye, Unity. We love you. We bless you and we appreciate you.
One love, coming together. One heart, one mind, one love, coming together.
Well, thank you, Maddie and Millie. We just can't appreciate you enough for you and all of the children who are part of our youth program here at Unity of Walnut Creek. So let's bless our children, youth, and teachers. Together, children, youth, and teachers, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the divine light within you.
Please join me in saying our prayer of protection. As we do, let's hold all of humanity in mind. The light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. The presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever we are, God is, and I am divine.
Stick around until the end of service. We have community member selfies that you won't want to miss. And we always need more because we love to see you. Send your wavies or your waving videos or your selfies to office@unityofwalnutcreek.org. And we'll look for you on our next edition.
And now for our peace song. Join us. You are the light, the love, and the peace on earth right now.
So let your light shine, have fun, and spread joy.